Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our Denton County Commissioners Court meeting for Wednesday, August the 19th. Teresa, do we have anyone in attendance wishing to speak for item number one? We have no one registered. Make sure we have no one registered. Okay, let's go ahead and go to item 2A, which is approval of any appropriate action related to the fiscal year 2027 Denton County budget. So let's pick up yesterday, Alejandro, where we left off.
Thank you. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Good
morning.
The first item on the agenda that requires approval is for the allocation of funding for unbudgeted position, which is a program manager in the Veterans Court. That is on page 1 of your green folder. Yes, for the Veterans Court.
So,
Oh, no, it is.
what's that?
Court 3.
On the
middle, almost at the bottom.
First
Yeah.
page. It's listed under County Criminal Court number 3, Veterans Court.
the fourth yellow bar down. So, Alejandro, do you want to brief the court? This was part of a conversation that we had all had, and Judge Beadle did come to court related to this. So do you want to do a refresher for everyone's purposes?
Yes, this was action that the court took earlier this year where, as a cost savings method, we basically budgeted for one program manager because the second program manager was on military leave, and so we were utilizing the salary attrition for that second program manager. So that individual is returning from military leave, and so we need to ensure that we have the funding allocated so that both of those positions are now fully funded. So the start date for the funding will be December 1st of 2026.
And Alejandro, I could absolutely be wrong, but if a veteran or if a military person leaves, we have to have that position available for them, correct?
That is
correct. So really, this is just a formality for us to approve because we have to have that job. I mean, not that we wouldn't, by the way. I want to make that very clear to everybody in the land here. But really, this is just a formality then, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
To
To allocate the funding, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your Commissioner Williams, your recollection is correct, and what we did was we had created another position a couple months ago for the individual who had this position and was currently doing it. Okay. And then we had this as a backup position that we preserved to be in compliance with federal statute, which we wanted to do. Of course. He indeed is coming back this time after being gone for quite some, so this would be funding that position. And so our understanding is that by having these two individuals there, that one of them or more will be able to assist other specialty courts as well, if necessary. Is that our understanding?
Yes, they will be assisting with other specialty courts, not just the Veterans Court, so the drug court program and other
so they'll help with others now that there's two actually going to be there, that they're going to have a spirit of cooperation with the others. Okay. All right. The chair will move.
Judge, are you ready for a motion?
Yes, please.
I would like to move that we accept and fund on December 1st the Veterans Court and Specialty Courts position.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Edmondson, seconded by Commissioner Williams. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay. Let's go to the county auditor positions. Is that our next in line?
Yes, Judge, that's on page 2 of your green folder. So that is for the deletion of the 2 internal auditors and 1 grant accounting manager in the county auditor's office.
Go ahead. Is your mic on, Bobby Joe?
I have four and 1 manager. No, for 1 manager and 4 supporting people.
Okay. And that's the total grant?
Yes.
said we had more than,
We can't hear Bobby.
that's because I'm not talking into my microphone.
Come
Yes,
on,
it
please.
is. Sorry about that. So I was thinking we had more than one grant manager. But we only, I mean, not here, but in the office.
No, there's just one.
Okay,
You have other grant positions, but only one grant manager, right?
Yeah, one grant manager and 4 grant positions.
Okay.
Maybe that's what you're thinking,
Yeah.
is 4 grant positions.
can't talk that close.
The 5 total on the
Yeah.
grants.
That's right.
Yeah, got it, sorry.
And you feel like those are all, I mean, you need all of those, so.
No question, especially the manager, but the grants are difficult to service. And again, when we get new grants or something like that, it creates a lot additional work. And anyway, it's one of the more difficult areas to manage in the office and to process it, because there's a lot of detailed work you have to follow, not just laws, rules, but the grant requirements. And so, and they have to be monitored. We also have to work with the departments to ensure that they're following, the grant requirements and, of course, the laws like we normally do with everyone else. So,
I realize it's not on this position specifically, or these positions, but we talked just a little bit yesterday about contract works for some things like the hot tax and those things. And it seems like as we're looking to the future and that kind of thing, that for those where there's specialty and that kind of stuff, it seems like we might want to consider using that if we can.
yes, and I'm willing to look into that where we can do that.
Okay.
There are issues with using outside parties too, and,
Sure.
I'm still responsible for the work they do.
No, absolutely. That's true always, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And if we did our AI training, that's the way it is with AI too.
I'm all for that. And we've started utilizing a little bit of AI, and I plan on actually encouraging more of that.
Yeah. I think it's a tool. You just have to know how to use it.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Jeff, has the district judges, you and I've spoken about this privately, but I would like to put it on the record. So what is the position of the district judges in your conversations with them as far as their support of this?
Well, last year in our public hearing, they actually voted to keep the positions, or to make them permanent. And so of course, whenever, really all of the positions in my office are just 1 year, they have to approve them every year. So nothing's really permanent, but even though it seems to be. But I have not addressed them about this again this year, so I plan on doing that right after. I wasn't aware that it was coming up until right before the meeting yesterday. So,
But your recollection is that they supported this last year?
That's correct.
Is your recollection? And for the record, they approve your budget, is that correct? And we're just an administrative function?
that is correct. So
Okay.
what would happen, and I'll bring it up in my public hearing, which is going to be on September 4th on a Monday. And I'll discuss this again with them, and probably I'll follow whatever guidance they provide. But they have I guess the sole authority to set the positions and the salaries in my office according to the local government code.
Yes.
Okay.
So again, this is pretty much administrative.
Yeah, sort of.
Just, for
Correct.
us.
Sort of.
You'll need to discuss it, and,
We still need to discuss it.
Oh, no, I'm not suggesting to you that we don't.
oh, I know.
And I've had that conversation with you in the past about seriously contemplating doing some other outside audits. I think outside audits, the whole county gets an outside audit, from a firm, and as do nonprofits and so forth. And so I appreciate the good work our internal auditors do, obviously. a lot of that routine and customary stuff. But I would just ask that we do look at the potential of doing outside audits from different vendors. I know the accounting profession is in a contraction mode right now as far as accountants and accounting firms nationally. But if we could look at seeing some outside firms, I think that would be appropriate.
Yeah, I agree.
And in the local government code, and most of our audits that we're doing, it says that the county auditor shall perform the audit. So I don't know if there's wiggle room for outside firms to do those for me, but there are some that are not statutorily required that we have to do that I would definitely look at doing.
Okay. Does anyone want to make a motion related to the retention, not deleting, but actually retaining? That would be the language, because this is deletion of one, because these would.
Yes, the
Because they
retaining
are
would be
the-
appropriate.
Retention would be
Yes.
the appropriate, because these are.
Current,
these were
current
cur-
budgeted
These
positions.
were funded
In
with the federal funds as related to that, but now, so does anyone want to make a motion related to same?
I'll make that motion, Judge.
We have a motion by Commissioner Mitchell,
Second?
a second by Commissioner Falconer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Somebody say nay?
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
All right. And the next was the creation of some new positions related to maintenance. And I know there was
Yes,
some,
on page 3 and 4 of the green folder.
there was some,
So, yeah, I'll take this one since it
Okay.
basically has my name next to it in a sense with, unfortunately, this wasn't originally budgeted or even asked for until there were some discussions that were made, so that's why it's on here in the first place. And after some deliberation with myself in the mirror last night, what I'm gonna ask for is,
how did that visit go?
went okay.
Tell him I said hi.
Well, pretty much of a pain. This guy's a pain.
This guy's a pain.
I mean, I got glass in my feet, and my knee, and my, we had a little fight. And both of us got the worst.
Yeah, you both
That's
lost.
right.
We both lost. So what I would propose then is obviously I know 4 positions is a lot, especially when there's others here that have asked for, 1 or 2 positions and some have been denied. So what I'll ask for is, I would ask for 2 positions, to be, put in the budget now, effective the 10/1. And then the other 2 we'll see between, Jody, Tina, and I doing some work on what we can do to facilitate the needs that were I wouldn't say requested, but yeah, they were requested, or suggested from the foreman. So that would be the request today, is 2 instead of 4.
Okay, good.
Okay, so the proposal would be for 2 and removing the other 2 that were appealed. We have a motion by
And
Commissioner
Commissioner,
Williams.
just
The
to.
chair will.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, just to clarify, is that not with the mowers? Just
Oh, well, yeah, well, I mean,
We need
yes,
the
so
mowers.
that's gonna be, I apologize. So
Yeah,
thank you
mowers.
for saying that. I forget there's the mowers in here as well. And, I think just because by the way, just because the price is on there doesn't mean that's exactly, obviously, we have to put something on that budget line item. And, Jody and I were discussing this yesterday. We will obviously be working a little harder to lower that, that price. That's just what, I'm sure we were able to get in a quick fashion, if you will. But, nevertheless, yes, we would need, at least 1, because we have 1 already budgeted. So instead of doing 2, since we're not gonna do the 2 other positions, we could scale that back to 1.
So the motion would be for 2 positions, not 4,
Correct.
and 1 mower, not 2. The chair will second.
Thank you, sir.
Any discussion?
Could I just, in the discussion?
Absolutely.
I'm supportive of the 2, and thank you for, I think, being I guess the one thing, and I would say, hey, I think that's good, we should go ahead and put those in. But before we actually hire, at least kind of look at the opportunities
No.
for contract and that kind of thing, right?
That's
And-
what they're working on.
and that, but the positions will be there, but don't just, I think just doing a little bit of, I know that you can't do that in this short time,
No,
so.
no. With some suggestions that were given, we obviously will look at all options to
Yeah.
make sure that we're making the best financial decision going forward. I think the department does that always anyway.
Sure.
But we're gonna,
Yeah.
we'll work together and make sure we look at every option and then before we make a decision
Yeah.
like that. But
That's good.
yes, appreciate that.
Okay.
And again, I appreciate the input from anybody that decided to give me some ideas on this, so we appreciate it.
All right, so we have a motion and a second, and we'll also be thoughtful and look at some contracting for additional services to assist with that, those good efforts. All right, any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is our county clerk's office, and if you will recall, she did look for alternative ways to fund some of these positions, and Ms. Luke, I appreciate that. Thank you. And so the decision point would be the creation of the one new senior clerk position. Is that the matter at hand? The chair will move for approval.
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion?
Judge, I just think this is great that this is all she's really ever asked for. And so I'd like to compliment Julie again and tell her we're happy to approve her new position.
Yeah, there she is.
There she is. All right, any other questions, comments, or compliments?
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Trusted and verified.
All right, next is related to the fire marshal.
And Judge, just for, on that clarification, so it's one senior clerk that was requested to be funded from the general fund, and
Correct.
the other three,
Records retention.
yes, from her records
Yes,
management
let the
fund.
motion reflect that. One-
Yeah, that's
the
right. We need it. I do-
Senior clerk out of the general
wait.
fund and the other remaining new positions out of the
Records management.
records retention.
She doesn't ask for anything. but she said
We just
vote.
voted, Julie. Didn't
Okay.
we vote? Bianca, did we vote? Yes, okay, go ahead.
It did include the three?
Yes.
Yes,
Because that does require your approval as well, so I just wanted to.
Yes.
They're part of the motion.
Ma'am,
The
would you
one
please
out of
go
the
sit
general
back down
fund
in
and the
your
three out of the records retention.
We've had-
That is the motion. Thank you for seeking clarification.
Yes.
I would too. All right. Next is the transferring position as it relates to the fire marshal position. And what is the wishes of the body?
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
I do not think the case has been made successfully that this position should be transferred. I'd like to move that we leave this position where it is. And then if we need to look in the future at a different, additional position, we could.
And I'll second that, Diane.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Edmondson, a second by Commissioner Mitchell to leave the existing position in the fire marshal's office. Is there any other additional comments?
Could I, yeah.
Yes, please,
Judge,
sir.
I agreed. I think the moving and everything is disruptive, and I think, I agree. The one thing I'd like is when one of, I know you have a planned retirement, but when one of those leaves, I'd really like you to come back and before you go, you just go fill it. Let's just justify when because there's lots of changes that are going on here, and I think it'd be good just to, I think it'll be easy for you, but I think we just want to
Revisit it.
reevaluate that.
I agree
make
with
sure,
that.
because there's I think a lot of things that can happen in that year or two. So if that's okay? Make that stipulation.
I would agree with those sentiments. So
And one-
if
one
those
more-
positions are vacated, we need to have a conversation about it.
One
Yes,
more
sir.
question. Alejandro said, so obviously these are two separate, right? Because it doesn't affect the fire side of it then, right? Because that's already taken care of.
We have
I'm just
to see.
making sure.
I
I
think
know
we-
we're going to get there, but I'm just making sure that that's already in the budget.
So
We don't
this,
make we don't, since assumingly that was kind of a fire position, obviously leaving it where it is, under the fire marshal's office, I should say, because we're not moving it.
We're really just leaving
leaving it
it
where it
is.
alone.
Is that correct?
But then we're gonna have another motion to create the manager.
yes, that's
Okay.
correct. That was part of, that, you can see that breakdown on, here on page 7. So
Right.
yes, so this motion will also include the creation of the
Oh, okay.
administrative manager. It's on the bottom of
Okay.
page
So
7.
just making
So,
sure.
so we are including that, right?
So Commissioner Edmondson, would you like to have your motion as far as retaining the current position where it's existing, also creating the position of the administrative manager, grade 9H?
Yes, Judge, that would be fine. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So are you agree with seconding that motion? Okay, so we have a motion, and a second, kind of as an amended motion, or expanded motion. Any other comments or questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, next is the sheriff's office. And Sheriff, I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for being a good partner with the Commissioners Court as we work to share our common residents. We had several deletions yesterday, so Alejandro, do you want to go through the revised deletions that the sheriff is funding in other ways, and then what is our remaining items? I believe we're down to training. Go ahead.
Yes, so that's correct. So, so there were some items that were removed from the appeals request, and we are going to work with the sheriff's office to figure out a way to fund the chairs from contingency as well.
Amen.
So, so at this point, the only thing that needs to be addressed is the training that's being appealed by the sheriff, as well as the 4 communication officers that are being requested with a 0 budget,
Impact.
so unbudgeted.
Yeah, so I'll make the motion to give that increased funding of 100, let's just call it 200,000 to make it, or what is the exact number?
It's 208,126.
Okay, so I'll make the motion to approve the increase of 2008-126, and then to fund for or not fund, but put in for the 4 positions that are not funded at this point.
Okay, we have a motion. The chair will second.
Another question on that.
Go ahead.
So, the 208, but what about, isn't the non-capital law enforcement equipment a part of?
So it's not a part of the training, and just, I guess maybe the sheriff can clarify, but I think that was also pulled by the sheriff.
Yeah, the 2145.
Can we just confirm on that? I'd hate to have a $2,000 gap there.
Yeah, Sheriff, you have a line item, it's non-capital law enforcement equipment for $2,145.
It's under the same thing as.
Sheriff Administration.
I'd have to look at it real quick.
Well, I don't think this is gonna, I don't think it's gonna tell you much.
It was, Glocks was the item for Sheriff Administration.
That was on the flock camera systems that we
Oh.
have on our county buildings.
Oh.
We have found other ways.
Okay.
To fund that. We had a deadline on appeals, so we appealed a lot of stuff, but in the meantime, we worked really hard to find alternate ways to fund a lot. That's why I pulled a lot of these items off, because we were able to find other ways to fund those things besides the budget
And
process.
just to follow up, so thank you for clarifying that one, but you also mentioned some other things like the notary stuff and all that. That's all covered?
Yes, sir, that's in there.
That's-
It's in our appeal, yes, sir. The 208 covers all of that.
Okay, good, perfect. That's all I needed to know.
Thank you.
We do have a motion by Commissioner Williams and a second by the chair. Any other comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next is the Magistrate Court. This is the Technology Software Services. The chair will move for approval.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is Elections Administration. I've had a visit with Frank about this and the timeliness, and we're trying to save money where we can, and so the chair would move for approval of the position with the April 1st, 2027 start date.
And I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, next is the Treasurer's Office. And Ms. Brown's request, this was the Payroll and Financial Systems Administrator. And
Move to approve.
related to that.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Falconer. And I would say that I had a great visit with Ms. Brown, and I know that we have part of this is part of our implementation of Workday and the reports and the necessity, and payroll is such a vital part of our functions, and I know that we have 3 other individuals that are working on Workday, and I would just ask that if any of those positions vacate in technology services, any of those vacate of those 3, that they come back to court with some justification related to that, because we're creating this position under the authority of Ms. Brown, but if any of those other positions vacate, that we have a thoughtful conversation to see where we're at actually in the implementation with all the custom reports and everything. I just think that makes sense, kind of like if some of these other positions vacate, because part of this is a legacy holdover with the
Right.
implementation of the new software. So we do have a motion and a second related to the Treasurer's Office request. Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Ms. Brown, for being here. Yes. Every day. Well, all right. Next is the Justice of the Peace Precinct 3, and I do want to, at the top of this item, want to thank Judge Curbo for his service to the county and for advocating for his office and position. And we do have to maintain a keen and close eye on the workload and the caseload as it relates to the delivery of services for our residents. And part of that close review of things. And I know that sometimes it's unpleasant for people to have to stand here and justify. That's part of what we have to do as part of the public. It's the American way. And we have to go through a public process as we do make budget requests. And I do want to say that part of that is an evaluation by the budget office as they go through and look at the workloads for not only this one, but for all of the different positions. And so sometimes it's just a matter of timeliness. So I don't know if there's a desire at this time to fund this new position. There was a ranking of workload measures of each one of the different JPs. And so I don't believe this one was next in line, but I'll be happy to open conversation about it.
Judge, I agree with you after the explanation that the budget office gave. I'm okay with that, even though, I do think when the employees are warranted, if we have the money to pay for them, we should do that. And I think that's what we've been doing, but the other 3 apparently had the high statistics. And so I'm going to go along with the fact that we're going to have to not do this one this year and ask the Justice of the Peace to come back next year and let's go at it again.
Okay,
Judge, if you don't mind,
go right ahead.
I do appreciate Judge Curbo coming up here with good explanation and fighting for what his office needs. Unfortunately, to your point, it's tough for them to come up here and to do this. It's equally difficult for the budget office that has to sit there and make decisions on who does or who doesn't. They're obviously going to be the favorite in some people's eyes and not the favorite in other people's eyes sometimes. And then, of course, we get to sit up here and make that decision as well, which, you know, isn't always the easiest either. So I would say the whole process can be difficult on folks, but at the end of the day, we're responsible to the taxpayers. And
As are they.
As are they, and I definitely take, everything that I hear from the budget office extremely serious, and I trust the information I receive, because I will tell you, since I've been able, as much as we've worked together, I have the utmost faith in their ability of what they tell us. So at the end of the day, I agree with both of you.
All right, yes, so there's to be just no action as it relates to that one. It's just really, it's no affirmative action, so we'll just let it lay dormant till next year. And then we'll be happy to take that under review.
And Judge Kirby, you may have to come and get me in April to come help you out.
Yeah.
You just walk down the hall and work the window? We can do it. All right, that'll be good. All right, speaking of April, I believe it's her birthday today,
Yes,
so happy birthday.
29.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, April.
Happy birthday, April.
So, are you sufficiently embarrassed? Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
We can keep it going.
Can you come stand up here so we,
Right, front and center, so all the
no?
friends in Fairyland can hear you.
So, next, before we go to some other unfinished business, would be the TCDRS retirement rate adjustment, the COLA, as it relates to that, correct? And
That's correct, Judge.
The chair will move for approval.
I'll second that.
Second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion?
I just
Go
think
ahead, sir.
that, I'll just say the same thing. I think this is a really good, way to balance both cost and with the needs of our retirees. So I think it's a good.
And we have not done this. When was the last year?
4 years ago was
4
the
years
last time.
ago. Yeah, 4 years ago.
Thank you, Gustavo, for all the information.
Yeah, I asked a few questions to the HR as well, and they were timely and very informative to help make educated decisions.
Very good. All right. And that doesn't mean we're doing it every year. That means we do it occasionally, so it hasn't been done in 4 years, so. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before we get into our other motions to kind of wrap up the budget year, we had our questions from yesterday as it related to the recommended budget. Is that our other remaining item before we do the final changes?
Yeah, so, right, so the final motions are on page 12.
Okay.
Before we, vote to propose a tax rate.
Okay, so our next one would be
The pay structure?
the recommended positions
Oh,
as it relates to the facilities. So Dale, if you can visit with us for just a second here, that'd be great. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Do you want to open up with, I want to give you an opportunity to explain your request to the court.
Yes,
And what page are we looking at, please, Judge?
not on the green.
Well, it's not a changes, it's not a, this was part of the recommended budget through the budget office
Okay.
that I have questions related to.
Thank you.
what we've been working on for the last couple of years, we've been working with Kevin and DTS, and right now we have our security systems, our cameras and our door hardware, electronic hardware and everything. What we're trying to do is integrate everything into one system. That's the way most private and municipalities have their systems running under one operation. Right now, we have them divided. It sends questions to Kevin, sends questions to us. Nobody knows who's in charge, who takes care of things. That's the first issue. It's a big divide. We're trying to streamline that, put it all under one operation. We've worked diligently with Kevin and come up with a good plan. We're not running from work. We're taking on more work. This is not something that I'm looking at saying, no, I don't want to do this. I'm looking at taking on a big responsibility for our department.
Sure.
And I'm asking for one employee that is very much needed as an infrastructure engineer to not only, we have to rebuild this whole system, the camera and the electronic hardware, and we have to maintain that system. Kevin will still maintain the back end of it, but all the front end, we're going to handle, we're going to do from the facilities department and make it one great new system under one preview. What that will also do, it would also open up our security. We'll have endless options for our security after that. We can pinpoint, we can connect doors to cameras. If somebody's trying to get into a door, it automatically goes. The sheriff's department at the course building, they'll have access to that. They can immediately be flagged as a problem. The camera systems can even flag people coming in a parking lot with weapons. It can identify weapons the thing before they enter a building. That's where we're trying to go with this. We're trying to enhance our security for Denton County, make it a safer place for our employees and our constituents to come into our businesses. And
Perfect.
we tried to do this with minimum impact. I did not ask for vehicles. We're repurposing a vehicle for this position. The only thing we're asking is necessities for the job, a computer and the things that will have to happen just for them to do their daily functions. So we tried to be as physically responsible as we possibly could in asking for this position.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you. Go ahead. And then go ahead. Go ahead. And then I have questions.
Alejandro, what was the reason that you didn't recommend this position?
No, it was,
No, he did.
it was recommended.
It was recommended?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, this was through the budget process. I have questions about the
Oh, you
necessity
had
of
questions
it.
about, okay, okay.
I just have a question, and I hate to ask the question, but that makes sense on the facility side entirely. But Kevin was doing, his team was doing some of that. So
They're doing the cameras. That's all they do that part of it. But we need to integrate it into one system, all of it into one unified system, not two separate systems.
Right.
So we have the ability to do that. We have the safety and technology team on our side. So we have the capability, we have the knowledge. Our guys are trained. We have the only Linnell trained person in this county. That's why training is so important. If we don't go to that training, we don't get our Linnell certificates for our guy. I need 2 more Linnell trained people because Linnell will not work with anybody. Kevin has people right now, they will not work with his engineers because they're not Linnell certified. They have to go through us to do that job, to get permission to do things. So there's a lot of things here, a lot of security issues, a lot of things that we already have, and it makes sense for us to take this on.
No, I agree with that 100%. I guess really the question, and maybe I'm misunderstanding a little bit, is that it sounded like, hey, right now it's the support of all of that is divided between facilities and IT,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to take that responsibility, and it makes sense that that's additional work you need to have support for, right? So I understand that.
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm just asking, it's more a question for Kevin, who he's not here, is you're taking over some of that work, so that means there's less work he's having at his
Correct.
team.
That's
Well,
my
there's not necessarily less work. The caveat to this is we are not taking over the sheriff's department. His team will still work at the sheriff's department. He has 2 guys. They will
Okay.
still maintain the cameras and that whole function at the sheriff's department, which is a big job within itself. Right now, they're doing the whole county and the sheriff, including the sheriff's department. That frees them up to give more devoted time to the sheriff's department to do the task over there on that side of it.
I'm supportive because it all sounds like the right way to go. I have to think about it like from a organizational standpoint, it's not like we're adding twice as many cameras or doing twice as much hardware.
We're not, but we are fixing to do there's a camera upgrade coming. It's gonna be a change
Right.
out of all the cameras.
Right.
We're gonna take responsibility for that. And once that's done, like I said, we'll start working to integrate the cameras with the door systems and have those extra security functions implemented. So,
Right.
we're trying to move.
I want to be clear. I'm not questioning whether you need anyone at all.
Right, okay.
That
You're questioning whether Kevin,
I'm
and
really saying from an organizational standpoint, we're kind of moving things, right?
Right.
So, and I'm not, and I'm sure Kevin's going to say, hey.
I'm going to say right now, Kevin is handling all the cameras and everything for the whole county with 2 guys. It is
Right.
a overburden, those 2
Right.
guys. They will focus directly on the courts, on the sheriff's department, and it will relieve a lot of stress off of Kevin's team as well by doing that.
Right. So I'm supportive of your additional person, and I don't want to penalize Kevin because I'm just asking
Yes.
because I think that's something.
Sure, no, I
If-
understand. I mean,
If in my
if we're
house,
taking work,
if in my household and the chores move from one daughter to another daughter, you know, and then she says, well, now I need more money, I'm like, well, wait a minute, then I have to take it away from her. my
and
other
the
daughter,
best way I
right?
can describe it is, the plates are already full,
Yeah,
and we're just dividing the plate in half and
Yep.
splitting the work.
yep,
Yes.
I get it.
Well, I mean, just my 2 cents on, I agree, I have no problem with making this adjustment. The young man Ryan that takes care of all the systems throughout the
yeah.
county, there's
Ryan.
one guy, and he's never available. Nothing against him, he's working his tail
Yes,
off.
great.
he does.
And he is great, but he's never available for anything that we may need, and I can't tell you how many times I either go down to HR's department or up here, and we have computer issues, and we can't get this to sync and that to sync, and it's an absolute embarrassment mess when I'm trying to have Teams meetings, and we can't get it to run, and unfortunately, that young man is over at the courts building, because that's probably where he spends 900, minutes of his day.
Yes, sir.
And so I feel maybe this will serve a little extra room for that. I don't know if those people can even overlap, but at the end of the day, that's a huge problem for me in this county, and I think we need to address, and I don't know if he even asked for that person. Did he ask for another person, Alejandro? I know I'm skipping around, but it all kind of ties
But
for
that-
me.
that- Sure.
I'm taking off of your deal and going, well, I guarantee you I've got some more room for this guy.
I don't
if we
want to
need
speak
it.
for Kevin, but I will tell you, we work a lot with Ryan. Ryan
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Oh, he is.
But the guy is
He's up.
stretched thin.
He's
Yeah.
stretched.
Yeah. No, he did not ask. Okay. All right. Well, that's a conversation I can have with Kevin, but nevertheless,
Yes, sir.
I'm in support of what you're asking for and what you're trying to accomplish.
Thank you.
Well,
Judge, I'm confused. I thought that this was approved by the budget office.
this was
It's
approved by the
recommended.
budget office.
Okay, so then why are we having this big discussion? It's been approved by the budget office. I would like to see us just go ahead and approve it.
Well, we just approved a bunch of positions that were declined by the budget office.
Right?
Okay, so just because they approved something doesn't necessarily mean if we had that same logic, we would not have approved all these new positions we just did, because in their good judgment in analyzing it, they declined the positions, the other
Yeah.
ones that we
Okay,
just approved.
thank you.
So the budget office is a recommending entity, and they do a good job, and then we bring our own values and opinions and insight to this, and, this whole transition that we're talking about the computers, this is not, with the security system, is not funded till 2028 in the CIP.
Right.
So why are we doing that now? I mean, maybe it's to get a head start. We're getting rid of this Linnell system. We're moving to the other one. I mean, there's some real questions here. I don't think that the job description necessarily matches exactly what they're asking for in the background.
We spent a long time on
So,
the
I mean,
job
I'm talking, so there's we've increased a lot of positions over in the facilities department, and I'm wondering if any of those individuals need to be reassigned to that. We've added 14 new positions in 5 years to facilities. And so I just wanted us to take a close look at that. And I think that's our role.
It is our role.
I believe that's our role. And at the same time, and I think I think there's been conversations with court members trying to bring some things more inside, and we've done some staffing to increase the capacity for them to do more things internally. At the same time, we're doubling the staff and tripling the contract for services.
Yeah, Judge,
I think those are some questions as it relates to this. And then if we're removing, and Dell, I appreciate you taking on more duties, responsibilities. Totally appreciate that. It's one of the things I love about you. I appreciate that. If we're taking duties and responsibilities away from technology services, what are those individuals doing that did that before? So, I mean, those are it's multiple departments that I think we need to have that conversation about. So that's all I'm saying, I mean, and this big implementation is not scheduled to even be funded. This is 2026 to 2028. So, I mean, it's not ridicule.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job.
Questions?
I want to make that abundantly clear.
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay?
Agreed.
And Judge, I think Commissioner needs to, that's where I think Commissioner Edmondson was not understanding is that you had some questions, which are legitimate
Absolutely.
questions. And that's what it was. Just because it's been recommended doesn't mean we don't have questions sometimes on things that are in the recommended budget, just like we have questions for things that aren't recommended. So that's where that was. And so I think Ms. Edmondson, unfortunately, since she's not sitting here, she wasn't able to
Hear the
hear what you're,
conversation.
yes, hear those
I don't know
exactly,
if,
so.
I don't know if you've had conversations with the court members about this position or the necessity of, have y'all had those conversations?
I've talked to him.
He has not talked to me about it.
So I talked-
We just had an hour-long meeting a couple weeks ago about stuff.
I've been talking
on
about,
lesser things. I
honestly,
don't
for
know
2
what
years.
we're doing.
So I apologize, Judge, but yes, I've talked with him, and I actually even talked with Kevin as well
Yes.
to make sure that Kevin was on board with this. I mean, not that I don't trust what you told me, but I obviously, it goes back to that trust and verified group back there in the back.
Are they gone?
So I did have a conversation with Kevin. What I failed to have the conversation with Kevin was about what I just meant,
Ryan.
said
Yeah, the
about
Ryan
Ryan.
help.
And I didn't actually ask, okay, now
What are you
that
gonna
you're giving up some of that workload, does that open capacity? Do we need to, make a change with that individual or whatever? But of course, and this is no disrespect to anybody in this whole county, everybody feels like they're always just above water. So,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that he would have probably said, yes, it just takes a little off his plate and allows
Right.
he or she and allows them
Correct.
to do more. Does that make sense? Because nobody wants to give up an employee. I mean, once you give them up, it's hard to get them back.
That's
No, I
right.
would totally respect
But
that. But as we're.
you're absolutely right.
As we're.
That's our job.
Realigning duties, these are the questions. Is it the timeliness of it?
Yep.
Is, on these kind of things, is some of the installation of these services, are they, just like we had this conversation about, fire suppression systems and so forth, is that to be done internally or externally with vendors over phases, or do we do it all at one time? These are just the kind of the thoughtful questions that you have to ask. That's what our job and function and duty is.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, just like
Yes,
the
ma'am.
discussion I had in the mirror last night, some
Yeah.
of those questions came from a question that you had asked me, and I had to take those things into consideration. So again, I absolutely
Are you
understand it.
planning on implementing this right away?
Yes, ma'am, and I know it's not funded till 2028, but we need to start the back-end work now to be prepared when it is funded. There's a lot of preparation work that needs to be completed beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think there's other places that we probably can look to see about, if people have extra time in their day, which, I mean, I'll just use, for example, Bobby that runs our stuff. I don't know his whole day, but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's packed all the time, and maybe he can take on some more work as well.
Correct.
Because I think he used to do Ryan's job, so he may be somebody we need to look at
I think he could
especially for us here at this court, handling those.
assist, provide Ryan some backup work.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, Judge.
No.
Do
So this
we
was
need
just
to
part
make
of
a
our, this
motion
was
or
part of
whatever?
our, this was.
Just
well, it goes-
discussion. It's already in the budget, so we can,
This is a discussion as
Yeah.
it relates to, well, we will go and approve all the new positions
Right.
Yeah.
as a motion. But
Yeah.
This was just part of that due diligence.
okay, since it's already in the budget, we'd have to move it out, so.
Unless we wanted to make an adjustment. Thank you, Deb.
I'm
Yes,
good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dale. All right, let's proceed. So we got that. Oh, we got it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to, members, if you'll go to page 12 of 12 in your green folder there. And I was looking for the motion that you typed up for me. Let me look here.
There's the first
Just
one.
a second. No, it's right here. Okay. So there's a variety of motions that we need to approve here. Again, page 12 of 12. The first one is approval of the pay structure adjustment increased by 2% and everyone within a pay scale, including probationary employees, appointed officials, elected officials, and court reporters that are not on a pay scale system. This increases the minimums, maximums of the grades to assist with getting pay for employees closer to the market. and helps to address maxed out employees. This action also includes approval of an additional 3% adjustment increase on top of the 2% pay structure adjusted for all eligible employees. That increase is applied in accordance with the salary administration guidelines.
Judge, if I could.
Yes, please.
First of all, I'm excited and fully supportive of the 5% total that we're talking about for our employees, because they've done such a great job. And I think that we've done a good job over the last few years of really getting our employees where they need to be, and we need to continue that. So I'm supportive of that. I am going to just offer a tweak to it, and if the court doesn't like it, that's fine. I'm good with it. But if we, thinking about giving a little bit, I think there's a way we could work this where we did the 5% with the 4%, actually it'd be the 2% slide, and then 2% on the what we call the COLA, and then give a 1% one-time pay. So they get their 5%, and they get 1% of that. They get it all one time. I think it'd be great if it was, I don't really care when that is. I guess I shouldn't say I don't care. I think they could go be any time. It could also be multiple, but I think it's nice to get a lump sum like that. I think, you know, after Thanksgiving or sometime around that time is always good. But what that does is, first of all, I think that's a nice little way that it's sort of a built-in savings plan for employees to get that all at one time. But I think the other thing that allows us to do is that it actually because of the way we structure that, we could take our non-recurring dollars to fund that, and then we could actually reduce our tax rate just a little bit. It's not a lot, but it gives back to the taxpayers. I talked to Alondra just a little bit about this, and I think you have like what that could do. It's not a lot, but what that
Yes,
might do.
so the recommended rate would decrease from 0.183394 to 0.182491.
So like I said, not lots, but it's giving back wherever we can. By the way, I'm really proud of the fact that we are continuing to reduce our rate, and thank you for our budget team on making that happen. I think there's a lot of governmental entities that are not able to do that, but that's a prime focus of this court. And so I'm offering that. I'm also I'm happy to stick with what we have, but that's an option I just thought I'd throw out.
Alejandro, I'm sorry, Judge.
Go ahead.
What every 1% is 7?
So every 1% COLA is 1,688,000, and every 1% slide is a little tiny more expensive. It is 1,789,000.
Okay.
Commissioner Falconer, I appreciate your innovative idea about that. I'm not necessarily in favor of it. I think there's some good merits to it. I kind of prefer staying within our pay scale and keeping things within the pay scale. I think there's benefits to that. There's benefits to what you addressed as well. It's just how you value it. I would hate to potentially create an expectation that they're going to receive an individual Christmas bonus, and then we don't do that. And then maybe we continue that, but then lower the pay scale, and then we have competitive issues when people are calling Gustavo and looking for pay scales, and we're comparing, or we might be, how do you articulate that when they say, what is the pay range? Right. And then, well, it's actually an asterisk here because we do a different type of percentage. I think it might, especially when we're trying to maintain our competitiveness with sister entities, when people look at that. So I think it's a valid proposal, absolutely, what you're mentioning. And I think there might be some other issues that, we just have to consider.
Yeah,
that's all.
No, there's pros and cons, and I just thought I'd throw that out.
Yeah, I always appreciate,
Something that even if we don't look at this year, we can have a full
Look at it in the future.
about how we can do that.
being creative is,
Yeah.
is always a good way to look at
Yeah.
it, especially when it comes to the pay, for our employees, and I definitely understand, and I know that, a lot of times that one pay, especially during the Christmas time, is huge for our employees, so.
Yeah.
I definitely think
everybody.
it's a well-thought-out plan, but I also understand the ramifications the judge is bringing to light as well. You know, just about anything we do is always gonna have a pro and a con, if
Right.
you will.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I'm open to whatever, this court is open to, so.
All right, do we have a motion as it relates to the proposal at hand, which is a top of 1212?
I move to approve if we're not gonna make any adjustments.
We have a motion by Commissioner
I'll
Williams,
second.
second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is approval of setting the salary of the associate judge at $174,614, and for the criminal juvenile magistrate at $179,836 at the request of the judges of Denton County.
Now, is this a mandated, or is this just their request?
So this increase is consistent with the increases that all other county employees are getting.
Oh, okay.
But we work with HR since they do have to be treated
Different?
a little bit differently, yeah.
A few years back, the district judges came to the court, and the court approved and agreed with the district judges that those employees will be treated differently than regular employees.
Okay.
However, they agree with the court at the time that they will come and they will request sometimes to do the same thing they are doing for other employees, or sometimes nothing for them, or sometimes more for them, if the commissioner's court will approve that.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what we're doing.
Fair enough.
I move approval.
Second? Thanks for the explanation. Sorry, Judge.
We have a motion related to the judges' salaries. We have a motion by Commissioner, who made the motion?
That was me.
Commissioner Falconer, seconded by Commissioner Williams. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, next is approval of the new positions that are already in the recommended budget.
Did we change any of those? Okay, I move approval
that?
then.
Second.
Judges, it's still 16
Yes.
full-time positions?
Yes.
Okay.
I will vote in favor of it as the entire list, but I do have
We can work on that.
Questions?
Yeah,
thoughtful questions that I believe
we can work on that.
require thoughtful conversations,
Okay,
which I have not been a party to.
okay.
All right. Who made the motion? Commissioner Mitchell? And Commissioner Edmondson made the
Kevin.
second? Oh, Kevin did?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh, I understand this question.
Commissioner, okay, thank you, ma'am. We have a motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Falconer. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is approval of the transferred slots report for
And,
list of positions being transferred to a different cost center. Do you want to outline that?
Yeah, so we will not have any positions on that list with the approval of keeping the fire marshal's position where it is, so.
Okay, so no action.
Thank you.
No action there.
Next is approval of the position title change report, and I believe we had one.
There was one title change submitted by HR for a position in technology services. And I'm
Perfect.
Yep.
Gustavo, do you want to refresh the court related to that?
Yes, that is a request from Technology Services, is only calling the position a different name. I don't have it with me, I wasn't ready for that, but it's only a change of title, no change on duties, no change on salary.
I do have a question real quick.
Yes.
And you may not have this since it's not in front of you, but is the change in line with what has been recommended by
Salary.
the salary.com, or?
Yes,
It
it
is?
was submitted to salary.com
And
they
that's what
approved it.
their recommendation
good.
will be going forward when we do at some point change the
Correct.
rest of them. This will be, okay, so it's in line.
So we're
Because I don't
not
want to
having-
change twice.
No, we don't want to change twice.
No,
Okay.
correct.
Good.
I
So
just
it's
didn't have it here. I don't have the paper.
Well, I think we don't, because we're just approving the report, which would have that in there, right? So. Move approval?
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Falconer, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is approval to reduce the non-departmental unappropriated contingency to fund applicable Commissioner Court-approved items as part of the budget workshops. You want to expand on that language?
Yes, so as of right now, with the changes from court, it is approximately 1.1 million. And if that does not include the impact from the county clerk's positions because they're being funded through the County Clerk Records Management Fund. So we do not need to fund those through contingency.
So is this new revised tax rate reflective of the removals of the positions from the county clerk and the additions?
So the tax rate, yes, currently includes all of the changes that court has approved as of today. So that tax rate is,
The 3394?
yes, 0.183394. That is with all of the approvals that court has taken action on today.
This morning?
But
Yes.
so just to clarify, so what was in your recommended tax rate, was the 3394 or 18.3? So what we're really doing is we're just, instead of having to bump that tax rate, which we don't want to do, is that we're just taking these additions out of the unappropriated
That's
contingency.
correct.
And that's good, because I don't,
Correct.
So we don't affect the tax rate.
I don't want to raise well, we wouldn't be raising it, but I certainly, it's the wrong direction.
Yes.
Don't want to adjust.
Oh, do we do that now, or are we doing the
Doing
non-departmental?
the non-department, correct?
Do we need to approve that one first? Oh. Oh, I can do the tax rate if you want.
Yeah, you'd probably be better at doing that. It's good for you.
Okay, Alejandro, so we did all of 2A, correct?
Yes, correct. The non-departmental was the last action item on that. So that takes care of all budget workshop-related items. And then, yes, the next two items on the agenda are for the proposing the tax rate and setting the public hearing dates.
Okay, so let's proceed. So thank you all for us getting through item 2A. Next is item 2B, discussion and approval of proposing a property tax rate for
Sorry, Judge.
tax year 2026 for Denton County. Any appropriate action? All right, who wanted to make the
I
motion?
can do that.
Okay,
You're a judge, should.
that's your,
I move to propose a tax rate of $0.183394 per $100 valuation for tax year 2026 for Denton County.
all right, we have a motion by Commissioner Falconer.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 2C.
Judge, can I just ask a question? Just
Yes,
want to make
please.
sure.
Please.
Did we actually need to actually approve that approval of using the departmental contingency?
If the court didn't make a motion, approve it,
I don't, we didn't move and approve that, did we?
We did not.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Which one did we need?
Last item on there.
So I'd be moving approval to reduce the non-departmental and appropriated
here.
contingency to fund. Yeah.
Bianca, what do we need to do?
yes.
Oh,
The
an
very,
action
the
down
very,
here in the
yes, the
bottom.
very
We
last
still need
item on
that.
the.
Okay, let's proceed
green sheet.
forward to the total increases and decreases recommended to the budget.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, Bianca, do you have all your court orders voted on?
And I'm sorry, did we move for approval to reduce non-departmental
I don't think we did.
We'll get some to sign.
non-departmental unappropriated
The
contingency?
separate line item, which was the approval to reduce the okay, here we go. So this was the approval to reduce the non-departmental unappropriated contingency to fund the applicable Commissioners Court approved items as part of the budget workshops.
I move approval.
Motion by Commissioner Falconer, seconded by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries
There we
unanimously.
go. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, and just for reference, that title change was a database administrator going to a database solutions architect.
Oh, yeah. As a real architect, sometimes I have an issue with that.
Issue with
but
that, the A word.
I'm one of those that's been around for 6,000 years, not the last 30.
Well, you've held up.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to item 2C. This is setting our public hearing date. Let's go to 2C is approval of setting Tuesday, September the 22nd, 2026 at 10 a.m. as the date the Commissioners Court will hold a public hearing for a discussion of the proposed fiscal year 2027 tax rate and the fiscal year 2027 proposed budget located at the Denton County Administrative Courthouse at 1 Courthouse Drive at the Commissioners Courtroom, Denton, Texas 76208. The chair will move for approval. Second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We have gone through this phase of the budget process. I know we have our final adoption set on September 22nd, but I do want to express on my behalf and that of the Commissioners Court appreciation to the Budget Office, everyone involved in that. I want to thank to getting us to this point today. Jeff May, our wonderful county auditor, thank you for all your efforts. Our county officials from across the county, many that are here in this room today, thank you all for being here. Thank you for advocating for your positions and for your department and having the long view of what your department's going to look like now and in the future. And to our department heads, thank you all for your willingness to take on new and different responsibilities and how we work with one another. So I want to thank each of y'all and the court members for our positive attitudes and charitable goodwill as we went through this. I think that's important. As I always say, you can't fit 1 million people in this room. But you can fit the Commissioners Court to represent the people, those 1 million people. And so we're asking those questions for the people who can't be here in this room. That's what they hired us to do. So it's a big responsibility, and it's an honor for each of us to get to fulfill 100%. These roles and responsibilities. Gustavo, I want to thank you and your team with all that. A lot of this deals with HR and the components there related to HR issues, and so thank you for you and your entire team, all your efforts on the consultant study that was done earlier this year. Thank you, Commissioner Williams. Thank you for your efforts as it relates to that. So I think that we landed in a good spot. Alejandro, as moving forward as part of the budget process, we did this for many years. We did not do it this year. This is just a process improvement I'd like to see from your department is that we go through we used to do that, the facilities remodeling requests and also just the maintenance requests. We had those two lists that we go through. And I'd like for us to do that in the future. You know, there's a lot of money spent there. We talk about the CIP, but I think it'd be good for us to have visibility, which we've done in the past. So it's something that the Budget Office would receive that, and then we'd go over that so we understand where the workflow and who's asking for what. I think it's important that we know who. What's that?
I think it's a great idea.
Well, it's something we used to do, and so I want to make sure that we get back to that, okay? And so that as part of the budget process that we see what's the workflow. We used to go through and get a list of 20 items. We'd say, well, the money can only go so far. Let's cut it off at 8 or 7 or 6 or all 20, And so I think it's good for us to know the requests that are coming in that have been dissected and cost estimates created, and then we kind of have a general workflow to know what's on the horizon for the next fiscal year. So if we could add that, I think it'd be just a process to return to that process, I would say. All right, any other questions or comments?
Yeah, Judge, if you don't mind.
Yes, please, sir.
I mean, I would be in favor of even a little workshop that allows us to sit down and go over, what do we have, 20-something buildings? How many buildings do we have? I'm sorry. I'm sorry? Okay, I was really close to wrong. We have close to 40 buildings that we're responsible for, and to understand all the nuances of where they are in line of maybe some remodeling, what our next year looks like. I do talk with Dale quite a bit about some of that stuff, but I think it's imperative that we all know, because that's a lot of dollars that we have out there that we're responsible for, that the citizens own. And so I would love to understand better.
Yeah, I think we could do
Each
that.
of those things and add a couple of things to that to just really dive down into it. Because we don't really have that opportunity on every Tuesday. And as everybody knows here, we have to be very careful of quorums. And so there's certain things that we can discuss and can't discuss. And I just would enjoy being able to let
Well,
the
I think a good
citizens know.
start would just be, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think a good start would be going through the project scopes, what's upcoming this next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we used to do this part of the budget.
Oh, okay.
We used to do that part of the budget, just go through, that's why I was saying that yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We used to go through that and kind of outline, these are the projects, this is kind of the workload, so we kind of know what's on the plate.
Absolutely.
All right, hearing no other.
Thank you, Judge.
And then we'd just like to look at mention any future meetings. We have again, this is September the 22nd. Just want to remind everybody of that public hearing that we set for 10 a.m., which is to discuss the proposed tax rate, propose the budget, and adopt the budget, and adopt the tax rate. So, and I will remind everybody, we will not have a court meeting on that Tuesday following the Labor Day holiday on September the 8th. All right, hearing no other action before the court, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks.